I'm a very nostalgic person. I love reminiscing the earlier days in my life when you worked less and played more. In the summer of 2008, I started to collect things. Little things that were symbolic to me. Memorabilia. And I stored them in this box. First up, a map of Rome when I went in 2011. It's also where I got these miniature helmets. I also climbed up to one of the upper levels of the Colosseum. Moving to plane tickets. The first is the faded ticket from Barcelona to Toronto. The second is a ticket to Edmonton. And the last two are going to and from Miami. These two tickets were for a layover in Detroit, going to Fort Lauderdale, where we would eventually board a cruise ship. And speaking of cruise ships, here are my two cruise ship ID cards for Norwegian Epic and Allure of the Seas. We're on to receipts. This one's from a nightclub called Blaze, which was on the Allure of the Seas cruise, where we would party every night with literally like 49 other people. These are from the West Coast. The first is from Edmonton back in 2012 when I bought a schmuck from Supply Sergeant. And the second one is from Capilano Suspension Bridge Park in Vancouver, where I walked on the Capilano Suspension Bridge. This Nike receipt is from Grove City. Every year for like 10 years, my cousins and I would go to Pennsylvania for Black Friday weekend. Here's my receipt for my GoPro and accessories back in 2014, which I still use pretty often. And it also doubles as Future Shop memorabilia. On to sports tickets. First is the Blue Jays ticket against the Red Sox, and came close to filming a home run land right in front of me. The second is a Toronto Marlies playoff ticket. It was the first time I actually watched an AHL game. I also have a ticket from Boston Harbor, where we went whale watching, and when my brother took this picture. I also went to see The Lord of the Rings, a live performance at the Princess of Wales Theatre. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and I actually saved my ticket when I went to watch Return of the King in theaters. And I also bought the animated movie, which is not that great. Hotel cards. Moving on to school stuff. First, I have my high school and college ID cards. I am missing my senior year for some reason. I also saved my credit summary. As you can see, I was the epitome of an average student. I was also successful in English. Next up, we're going back to the wingman days. I got this coupon book for being one of the 100 people first in line at Buffalo Wild Wings opening day in Mississauga. I only ended up using like 2 coupons because I lived in Markham and I didn't know how to drive at the time. And getting free wings but going to Mississauga just felt like too much of a hassle. And finally, rounding out my collection, handwritten letters and cards. First is a birthday card I got from my friend Jonathan from high school, and the other is a letter from my friend Keisha from elementary school. I kept these because handwritten letters nowadays are just so scarce. And there's actually one more thing that's part of my memorabilia, and it's the box itself. When I got accepted to college, my parents bought me my Canon 7D camera, what I'm currently using and what I shot this video with. But it's been a while since I added something to this box, so I thought I'd do it for this video. This is a picture of my grandparents. In the early morning of July 12, 2017, my grandmother passed away. My father told me to print this picture. The same picture hung on the wall over my grandparents' bed. We were supposed to use it for the viewing, but we found better pictures, so I decided to keep it. It's always fun to look back in the past, the good old days. But don't forget to stay present. Be in the moment, because time flies, and change can happen in an instant.